Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this presentation of OVC Softball on ESPN+. My name is Scott Kobaz, and I'm here to take you through today's softball game on the campus of Murray State University. We're at Racer Field between the Murray State Racers and the Tennessee State Tigers. Let's go ahead and roll into today's starting lineups. First, with the batting order for the visiting Tennessee State Tigers, it is brought to you by Delta Dental. Unleash your smile power with Delta Dental. Leading off the game will be the third baseman. Leading off the game will be Anya Baker-Rowell. She'll be the third baseman, followed by Corsi, Vire, and Wallace. Foytno, Jones, Mothershed, McCurry, and Marashot. That will round out the Tennessee State batting order, and they will be taking on today's pitcher for the Murray State Racers, Taylor Makowski. The starting pitcher stats presented by Jostens. Jostens, the official recognition company of the OVC. Taylor Makowski enters in with a 3-1 record with 18.1 innings pitched and throwing at a 1.53 earned run average. Let's pause one moment for today's national anthem. It's clear skies and just beautiful weather for today's game as the Racers will take the field first as the host side. They enter in with a 12-14 overall record with a 9-2 record in the OVC. That's good for second, just behind SEMO, who currently are the league leaders at 8-1. Meanwhile, the Tennessee State Tigers come in with a 5-14 record with an OVC record of 1-10. Some further information about Taylor Makowski, our starting pitcher for today's game, number 28. Makowski is a redshirt senior from Tomball, Texas, having pitched at Klein Oak High School and was previously from Northeastern Oklahoma A&M and Iowa before coming to Murray State. Murray State will take a quick mound meeting just to make sure they get their defensive lineups and what they want to do for this top half of inning number one. And we're about set to go here in Murray as we introduce ourselves to Anya Baker-Rowell. Taylor Makowski gets the sign from her catcher. First strike. First pitch is a strike, and we are underway. The first pitch time officially is 3:04 p.m. local time. Weather is once again beautiful at 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds coming out just from going north to south. Second ball is a strike. That's 0-2. Taylor Makowski's got Anya Baker right where she wants her. She gets the sign. Here's the pitch. That one's a bit high, so now run to 1-2. Anya Baker is a freshman coming out of Douglasville, Georgia, and Lilitha Springs High School. She bats right and will throw right. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. And just like that, Taylor Mikowski's got a strikeout to begin the game. Can't ask for anything better than that. Next up will be the second baseman. That will be Aaliyah Corsi. Excuse me, Annalie Corsi. I got that mispronounced. That first strike is a swing and a miss, 0-1. Here's Mikowski with the pitch. Slapper to the field. Mikowski will field it herself, but it will not be in time as Corsi beats out the throw. That will be a hit for Mikowski. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 15, Bree Vire. Vire is a senior coming out of Vancouver, Washington, and Skyview High School. Vire comes in as the team's highest overall batter, coming in with a .351 overall average. First pitch is fouled away overhead of the press box area, so it'll be 0-1. Tennessee State would like nothing to get some batters on. Here's the second pitch. That's tipped backwards, and that'll be 0-2. Like I said, Vire's coming in with a .351 average with a .404 slugging percentage, and was able to get getting on base at .433. Here's Mikowski with the pitch. That's coming right back the middle, and that will be another base hit. So Vire is able to add to her impressive batting average, and the Tigers have a second runner on. Runners at first and second, one out, and the cleanup woman, Savannah Wallace, will now step up to the plate. Savannah Wallace is a redshirt senior out of San Diego, California. I got to pause and play. It looks like Taylor Mikowski does not have a ball to pitch with. And it looks like Sierra Gilmore, the shortstop, also had maybe some dirt somewhere on her hand. Not sure what that was about, but whatever it was, been taken care of, and now we're ready to get on with action. Mikowski will deliver the first pitch of the at-bat, and that misses high. Ball one. Tennessee State Tigers led by fourth-year coach Andrea Browning. She's assisted by Jeannie McCrath, who's in her second season, and Elantra Cox, who's in her first season. That next pitch is slapped foul, so the count will go even, 1-1. Here's the pitch, and it's thrown, and Sierra Gilmore will get the line out. Went right to her. Label that an F6, and that's good for the second out of the inning. Next up will be the shortstop, Peyton Foytno. Foytno herself is a freshman from Collins Hill High School out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. Her first pitch, she will slap foul, 0-1.
I gotta run, but I'll be right back. Thank you, though.
Both dugouts making a lot of noise and supporting their fellow players as per usual in softball. Softball is usually, the participants are some of the most vocal that you'll ever see. That second pitch is just a bit outside, and the count will run even, 1-1. Taylor Mikowski will now throw. Here's the third pitch of the at-bat. That will be slapped foul. Yes, it will be foul, so now it'll go to 1-2. Mikowski will look for the signs. Should love nothing to get out of this jam. Escape the inning save. Here's the pitch. That will go right to the first baseman, Jones. She will step on the bag, and that will retire the side. So, despite getting a couple runners on, the Tigers go silent in their top half of the inning number 1, and we'll go to the bottom half here from Murray. OVC Softball on ESPN.
Or visit coveryourmouth.com today to learn more.
Welcome back to Murray, Kentucky, as the Racers will now go to bat. And we will bring up their batting order, presented by Delta Dental. Unleash your smile with Delta Dental. Broadmeyer will lead off, followed by Striegel and Fisher. Gilmore is the cleanup man, or woman, I should say, followed by Carroll, Jones, Karkesh, Jackson, and Jock to finish it out. And they will be going up against Raven Lovelace, who's the starting pitcher for the Tigers. Lovelace comes in with a 2-7 record on the season with a 2.28 earned run average. Your starting pitcher stats presented by Jostens. Jostens, the official recognition company of the OVC. Ooh, looks like her first pitch caught Logan Broadmeyer. So Broadmeyer is able to get on first base, no problem at all, to start off the at-bat. Should rub some dirt on that. Didn't look like it pained her too much. That'll bring up the center fielder, number 33, Jensen Striegel. Striegel, the senior, coming in with a .353 batting average. Here's Lovelace with the pitch. Striegel showed bunt, but it was called a strike anyway, 0-1. Striegel, the senior, coming out of Floyd Knobs, Indiana, and Floyd Central High School. Her swing and a miss, and in the meantime, Broadmeyer was able to take second. So although Striegel did not get the hit that she wanted in order for the hit and run to go out, it ended up working anyway, as Broadmeyer now takes second. Striegel would like to get a hit and get her teammate in. She'll take that next pitch, looking, and it now goes to 1-2. There's a look at Kara Odmundson, the 9th-year head coach of this Murray State softball team. That pitch is hit into left, but it will fall into the glove of Wallace, and that will be the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the third baseman, Lily Fisher, number 4, as she will try to get the first run of the game for the Racers. Fisher, the sophomore out of Marysville, Washington. She takes that first pitch, looking, and she gets a ball, 1-0. Lovelace will get the sign from her coach. Here's the 1-0. That's hit into the field. That will drop, and she will be able to get on, and that will be ruled a base hit. So Lily Fisher is able to make it onto first. Broadmeyer advances to third, and that will bring up the cleanup woman, Sierra Gilmore. Gilmore, the shortstop, coming in with a .313 batting average. And she also has 12 RBIs. This is an OVC play. She fouls that first pitch off her leg, and the count will go 0-1. Gilmore taking just a couple moments to get herself set, and then now she will step back into the box. Here is the pitch. She gets it into the infield, and Broadmeyer will score. Sierra Gilmore is able to reach safely at first, and the first run is scored as Broadmeyer comes across to score the run's first game of the inning. It's 1-0 Racers.
Number 13, Lindsay Carroll.
That'll bring up Lindsay Carroll, the second baseman. Here's Lovelace with the pitch. That'll be hitting the infield. That's a base hit, too. One run will score. And Gilmore will hold up at third and add to the tally for the Racers. Now it's 2-0. Courtesy of an excellent base hit from Lindsay Carroll, who got the ball just under the first baseman's glove and sent it into right field. And that will cause Tennessee State to conjourn at the pitcher circle and discuss defensive tactics. For Lindsay Carroll, that was her 11th run batted in on this OVC season. That will bring her to on par with her teammate Gilmore. They both trail Lily Fisher, who's the team leader with 12 runs batted in. That'll bring up the first baseman, Lexi Jones. And she will take the first pitch for a ball. In the meantime, Lindsay Carroll is able to steal second, so now we have two runners in scoring position.
It's online this year because we're not printing because of COVID.
That next pitch is popped up to the third baseman, and she will catch it. Unfortunately, Jones will be out, and both runners will hold at their positions. That'll bring up the designated player, Cameron Karkesh, number 7. Karkesh coming in with a .263 batting average. She takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Her next pitch, she fouls off, and now we'll be at 0-2. Karkesh shows bunt. Here's the pitch. She's able to take that one, and she'll run the count to 1-2. Here's Lovelace. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So the Racers are able to take advantage and score 2 runs to open up the frame. So they lead this after 1 inning of play. They lead 2-0. You're watching OVC Baseball Softball on ESPN+. Welcome back to OVC Softball on ESPN Plus. Before we get to the pitches for this inning, let's go through the defensive lineup. Brought to you by Game Time Hydration, the official sports drink of the OVC. We will get that in just after this pitch by Mikowski. Her pitch is driven out into left field, and that one is gone. Chalk one up on the board, courtesy of Ivory Jones, the designated player for Tennessee State, and she is able to bring one back for the Tigers with just a single swing of the bat. Let's take a look at this replay. Gets great contact, and as soon as it left the bat, there was going to be no doubt about that one, and she sends that into the parking lot. As we get to Haley Mothershed before this next play, let's get to that defensive lineup. So we have in the outfield, Jock, Striegel, and Broadmeyer going left to right. In the infield, it's Fisher, Gilmore, Carroll, and Jones, with Taylor Jackson catching for Taylor Mikowski. Here's the first pitch, and that's a strike. And Mikowski's ahead 0-1. Kaylee Mothershed, the sophomore from Nashville, doing the catching today. That pitch is in the dirt, and that's going to run the count even at 1-1. Mothershed coming out of Nashville Christian High School, sophomore. Here's the pitch. That one's also in the dirt, and that's going to be 2-1. Mikowski just having a bit of a struggle to start off this top half of inning number 2. Let's see if she can maybe calm down just a bit, lock in. That pitch is sent into the field. Gilmore will get the grounder, and she will be able to throw it to Jones, and that will be the first out of the inning. Call that a 6-3 ground out. That'll bring up the first baseman, Kennedy McCurry. She's a redshirt sophomore out of Gatlin, Tennessee, and Beach High School. It'll be a right-hander versus right-hander mashup. That pitch is sent into right field, and that will be caught. And count that as an F9, and that will be the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 20, Marissa Marshall.
Was hit just a little bit over Broadmeyer's head, but she was able to track back and get that. That first pitch is high on. Let me check my notes. Marissa Marashot, who is doing center field duties for this game. That pitch, she takes a big hack and can't connect. That'll be 1-1. Marashot, a sophomore from Elk Grove, California, out of Consumnes Oaks High School. That pitch she takes, and it will be 2-1. That pitch is sent into the field, and that will sneak through for a hit, I believe. My scorekeeper has confirmed that, so with 2 out. She's able to get a hit. And then we will send it back up to the top of the order with Baker. So here's Anya Baker. She will step up for her second at bat. She pops this up. Gilmore is under it. She's calling off everybody, and she makes the catch to end the inning. So the Tigers are able to bring one back, and we will go to the bottom of the second. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN. Welcome back to OVC Softball on ESPN Plus, and Taylor Jackson, the catcher, will lead off the bottom half of inning number 2 for the Racers against Raven Lovelace. Jackson, the freshman out of Smithfield, Kentucky, and Oldham County High School. She'll step up for her first at-bat of the game, and she will tip this one foul, and she will get proceedings started. And the count will be 0-1. Jackson will take signs from Odmondson. Odmondson is assisted by Ashley Gillen, who's also in her 9th season, and Zach Parsons, who's in his 1st season as an assistant. Swing and a miss. And Jackson will look at an 0-2 count. Jackson shows bunt. Here's the pitch. She will take that one outside, and we'll take the count to 1-2. And there's a look at Odmondson, making sure to encourage her team. Here's the 1-2. Runs that count to 2-2 now. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, but the ball gets away. And Jackson's able to reach on the strikeout wild pitch, and we'll be able to have a runner on. Before we get to the next batter, let's take a look at the defensive lineup for TSU, brought to you by Game Time Hydration, the official sports drink of the OVC. In the outfield, going left to right, it's Wallace, Marshott, and Vire. And in the infield, it's Baker, Foytno, Corsi, McCurry, with Mothershed pitching for Lovelace. There's a first strike for Chloe Jock, who's playing in left field today. Chloe Jock, the sophomore out of Riverdale, Iowa, and Lone Tree Community High School. She's able to slap this one into the infield, and the play will go to first. However, it looks like she did her job, as Jackson will advance to second on that play. Runner on second, 1 out, and it will go back to the top of the order with Logan Broadmeyer. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. That's low. And the count will go to 1-0. Can't really ask for a better player to lead off an order than Logan Broadmeyer with her .459 average on the OVC season. She takes that. A big swing and a miss, and it'll be 1-1. Broadmeyer's slugging percentage is also very impressive. She bats at .703. Has been able to get 8 runs batted in, and also has added 2 home runs to her tally. She will take that ball, and we'll run the count to 2-1. Broadmeyer will show bunt. She'll bring it back, and we'll take a hack at that, and we'll tip it foul. And the count will run back even at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Broadmeyer sends that a liner that will go just over the umpire's head, and that will land in foul territory. So the count will stick at 2-2. That was a laser shot off the bat of Broadmeyer, and if it had been just a couple feet to the right, that would have been an excellent base hit that she probably would have gotten an extra base hit out of that and would have been definitely driven in Jackson. Lovelace will get the sign. Here's the pitch. Ball's hit to the third baseman, who will throw over to first for out number 2. Jackson will advance to third, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Jensen Striegel.
Now batting number 33, Jensen Striegel.
And see if she can get an extra run in for the Racers to extend that lead back to a 2-run cushion. Here's the first pitch. That ball is slapped foul. So Striegel will look at a 0-1 count for this next pitch. It's interesting to note that Striegel returns to the lineup after coming out early in the second game on Wednesday against Austin Peay. She had tried to catch a ball in center field. However, it looked like it hurt somewhere on her arm or her wrist, so she had to come out of that game. But it seems like that pain is worn off, and she's back in the lineup for today. She takes that pitch as a ball, and that'll be 1-1. So it's good to see the senior back out of there healthy and ready to play for today's game. Today's set of games, I should say, as we have, this is the first game of a doubleheader. Second game will start 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. That ball is in for a strike, and it'll be 1-2. That's a swing and a miss, and the Tigers are able to get out of that inning, no damage done. So 2 complete, score remains 2-1. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN.
We are all together. We are all the Ohio Valley Conference.
Before we start this top half of inning number 3, let's take a quick look at the series history presented by the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife. Partner with us to protect Kentucky's wildlife heritage. Racers and Tigers have met 21 times before this weekend with a 17-4 record advantage for Murray State. First pitch is slapped to the third baseman, Fisher, who will throw over to get the first out of the inning.
One away in the inning. Now batting number 15, Fire.
Call that a 5-3. That was Corsi who led off the inning, and now Vire will now step up to the plate. Last time these two teams met before today was on March 29th, 2019. On that day, Tennessee State was able to steal a game off the Racers. That first pitch is in there for strike 1. Tennessee State was able to take that first game while the Racers came back to get the win in the second encounter. The Racers have won 5 of their last 6 against the Tigers. That ball is in there for a ball, and it'll be 1-1. Get a look at Bree Vire. She was able to get a hit in her last time up, in her first time at bat. One of 4 hits that the Tigers have gotten in this afternoon. She sends that pitch high and foul. Jones trying to track it down. And she makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
With 2 away in the inning, now batting for Tennessee State, number 13, Savannah Wallace.
So far, a much less painful inning for Mikowski after she let up a leadoff home run to start off the top half of inning number 2. And as I say that, she gets a ball that's sent to the outfield where Jock makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs for the Tigers in their top half. We'll go to the Racers' bottom half. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN.
Your smile power with Delta Dental of Tennessee. Talk to your employer or visit coveryourmouth.com today to learn more.
We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning here in Murray, and Lily Fisher will lead off the bottom half inning number 3 for the Racers. Fisher got a hit in her first time at bat, and she will look to see if she can lead off this inning with a second one. Raven Lovelace out for her 3rd inning of work for the Tigers, and she is able to get Fisher to foul that off, and the count will start off with an 0-1 count. Fisher stands in there looking for the pitch. Here it is. And that's just a bit outside, and that will be 1-1. That pitch is fouled off, and it'll be 1-2 for Fisher. Fisher coming into this game with a .286 batting average, leading the team in RBIs with 12. These are all OVC stats. And she has a couple home runs to her name as well. She fouls that one off, and the count will remain at 1-2. As we look at a Murray State dugout, a lot of energy coming from that dugout, especially as of late, as the Racers have been on a little bit of a winning streak so far. That ball is hit into the infield. Lovelace will get the ball. She will throw it, but almost went over. The first baseman is able to come down with it, and that will be out number 1.
Now batting number 12, Sierra Gilmore.
That'll bring up the sophomore, the shortstop, Sierra Gilmore, excuse me. As we take a look at the replay, Lovelace's throw is almost went over the first baseman's head, but first baseman was able to extend her reach and able to come down with the ball before Fisher was able to reach first base. First pitch to Gilmore is a ball, and it'll be 1-0. That second pitch is fouled off, and it'll be 1-1. Racers entering this game on a nice little 5-game win streak. They were able to sweep the series at SIUE, and then was able to also sweep the 2-game set on Wednesday against Austin Peay. So they're looking for number 6. Here's a drive into center field, and that's over the center field's head. Gilmore rounds first. She's going to go into second, and she's going to pull up with a standing double. Excellent hit by Sierra Gilmore. We'll see that replay. Makes nice contact, is able just to get it over the center fielder's head, and she just strolls into second. And now she'll be in scoring position with Lily Carroll now up to bat. Carroll's looking to drive her in. She was able to get a hit in her first time at bat. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. She drives one. That will go into left field, but well foul.
Yeah, those are way more dangerous.
Lindsey Carroll was kind of driving for a little bit of power on that at-bat, which isn't too surprising given that she hit a home run in the second game of the Austin Peay Series on Wednesday, her first home run of the season. She takes that ball outside. It'll be 1-1. Really connected well on that home run on Wednesday. And she definitely would like something similar in this at-bat. That pitch is well high, and that'll send the count to 2-1. Absolutely beautiful weather out here in Murray, Kentucky. Not a cloud in the sky as far as the eye can see. The sun is shining. Plenty of crowd out here. That ball is hit into the second baseman, and that's going to be a hit for Lindsey Carroll. We'll take a look at the replay here on ESPN Plus. She was able to send that ball into the field. The second baseman was able to trap it, but Carroll was able to use her speed to get to the first base. And the runners at the corners as Gilmore advanced to third on the play, and Lexi Jones will now step up to bat. Mother Shed was having a little bit of a conference with her pitcher, Lovelace, to see how they want to approach this at-bat to Lexi Jones. Here's the first pitch. That ball is fouled back, and it'll be 0-1. Jones flew out to the third baseman in her first time up. Not sure if you might have heard the voice of Jenna Childress, who's probably the unofficial cheerleader for this Murray State softball team. A uncontainable ball of energy she is. Jones takes that pitch high, and that'll be 1-1. And in the meantime, Carroll's able to steal a base, and she will now find herself at second. So Jones finds herself in a better predicament with two runners in scoring position. Here's the next pitch. She sends that foul. And she will now run the count to 1-2. Lexi Jones would definitely like to get her teammates in, and considering that she has a 139 batting average with runners in scoring position, with runners on, she would like to improve that greatly. She has a perfect opportunity to do that. Here's the pitch. She sends that into the field. First baseman will call it off, and she will get the catch for the second out of the inning. Runners are unable to advance. And that'll bring up Cameron Karsich, the designated player. And she will see if she can clear the bases out for the Racers in this at-bat and extend that lead, hopefully at least by one. She hits that into the field. Lovelace goes over. She's able to throw it, and that will end the inning. So runners in scoring position, but the Tigers are able to get out of it. After 3 complete, it's 2-1 Racers. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN. Peyton Foytno will lead off the top half of inning number 4 for the Tigers, as Taylor Mikowski will go out for her 4th inning of work as the starting pitcher for the Racers. Foytno, the shortstop, grounded out to the first baseman in her first time up. Mikowski's got her sign, and here's the first pitch of the inning. And that's a strike. She painted the outside corner there, and she will open the inning with a strike. It's 0-1. Foytno's has allowed 4 hits in 3 innings pitched. The lone run being the home run to Jones, who's due up after this. That ball is sent to Fisher, the third baseman, who's able to throw it over, and that will be the first out of the inning. Fisher kind of had to trap it underneath her glove in order to get that ball. Let's take a look at that. As you can see there, is just able to get enough of it and send it over to Jones for the first out. That'll bring up the designated player, Ivory Jones. Jones was the woman who hit the home run in the second inning, and that has been the lone score for the Tigers so far. She takes that first pitch for a strike. Here's the 0-1. That'll be outside, and that will be a ball, so the count will go to 1-1. The ball that Jones hit for that home run was an absolute dinger in every sense of the word. Was able to send it into the parking lot. Hopefully it didn't take out anybody's windows, otherwise they would be very upset. She takes that pitch for a ball, so the count will go to 2-1. Beautiful day for softball on this sunny Friday. If you are in the Murray area, we encourage you to come out to Racer Field on the campus of Murray State. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 2-2. Don't mind if the game it's already in the middle of the game. This is the first game of a doubleheader. The second game will start about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game, so plenty of softball to enjoy. Plenty of people have already shown up, so we encourage everybody to come in and check out the game. That's a strike 3 looking for Mikowski, and she has the second out of the inning. Virtue of a backwards K, as Ivory Jones was caught looking. That'll bring up the catcher, Kaylee Mothershed. She grounded out to the shortstop the last time up. She sends that ball over our heads in the press box area, and that will be a foul. Mothershed entered this game with an overall batting average of .213 with 5 RBIs and has a home run to her credit as well. She takes that pitch for a ball. Racers dugout gives Mikowski the signs. Here's the pitch. That's going to be well inside, and that'll be ball 2. So the count goes to 2-1. Just be sure that if you do wish to come out to the game to watch some softball, make sure to bring some sunscreen. Even though it's a nice, bright, sunny day, it is a bit hot. That is a corner, and that's a strike. Mikowski is able to paint the lower inside corner on that one, and she has a 2-2 count on Mothershed. Let's see if she can be able to strike her out in order to get out of this inning with no damage at all. Here's the windup into the pitch. That one's outside, and that'll run the count full to 3-2. Take until the top half of inning number 4 to get our first full count of the day for any team. Let's see if Mikowski is able to get the strike that she wants, or if Mothershed can get the ball she wants. Hey, that's a strike and looking, and that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, nothing at all for the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the fourth. OVC Softball on ESPN. As we come back to the musings of Chris Stapleton, we will take a look at the game track for today's game. The game track is brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Designate before you celebrate, because fans, don't let fans drive drunk. And as we're waiting to see that, we have a pinch hitter for the Racers. It's going to be Allie Kennedy. She will be pinch hitting for Jackson, so Jackson's day ends after 3 innings of work as the catcher. She may be able to come back. We will wait to see. But Kennedy's able to take that first pitch for a ball, and it is 1-0. She takes that one for another ball, and that'll be 2-0. Kennedy is a junior coming out of Plainfield, Illinois. She's a transfer from Judson University. That ball is a strike. And it'll be 2-1. Taylor Kennedy coming out of Plainfield North High School. That's where she spent her high school ball. She takes a swing and a miss, and it'll be 2-2. Kennedy coming in today hasn't really played too much, and she comes into this game with an overall of 0.91 batting average. She will definitely want to improve on that. Here's the 2-2. She takes that one high, and that'll be 3-2 now. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call, and Kennedy will go down swinging. And that'll be the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Chloe Jock, the left fielder. She grounded out to the shortstop in her first at-bat. She takes that first pitch for a ball. It'll be 1-0. We'll have a quick look at the game track right after this pitch, as that's a strike, and the count will go even up at 1-1. And here's we take a look at the game track. Lovelace has gone 3 innings and has allowed 4 hits. In the meantime, Fisher and Broadmeyer have each scored a run for the Racers. Jock's able to slap this back towards the pitcher, and I believe it has been labeled.
Out of the box.
She was determined to be hitting that out of the box, so by rule, she is out. So that will be the second out of the inning. Interesting rule out of unique to softball. Umpires just confirming with Coach Wadmanson that that was the call. And Logan Broadmeyer will now step up to the bat. Broadmeyer up for her third at-bat of the game. She takes that first pitch outside, and it'll be 1-0. She's only had 1 at-bat in this game. As her first at-bat, she was hit by a pitch. So officially, she only has 1, and that was a ground out to the third baseman. She takes that pitch for a strike, 1-1. Here's the pitch. Broadmeyer sends that one. That should fall in the gap, and it will. Out of the outstretched glove of the center fielder. She's going to turn off to third. Can she make it? Yes, she can. A 2-out triple from Logan Broadmeyer. Absolutely tremendous hitting from the right fielder for the Racers. As we take a look at a replay, she's able to get all of that. Is able to get it to fall from the outstretched glove, and she's able to make the wheels turn for a triple. So runner on third base with 2 out, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Jensen Striegel. She has flew out to left and struck out in her previous at-bats. Raven Lovelace, once again, finding herself in a little bit of a pickle. She would like to avoid allowing another run to make sure that her Tigers are able to only be down a run. Here's the hit. Striegel puts it to the third base, and gets past the first baseman. 1 run will score, and Striegel will stroll into second base. And I believe that will be ruled as an error. As we take a look at that, ESPN Plus, the fielding was clean, but I believe that will be labeled an E3, as that could have easily been fielded by the first baseman. Unfortunately, she was not able to stay with it. And that allows Broadmeyer to score, and now it's 3-1. Just a quick pause and play as Coach Odmanson is talking to the next woman to bat, which is Fisher. Going through some strategy with her third baseman, who's hitting third, and see if she can be able to add some insurance with Striegel sitting out there at second. Lily Fisher now in her up to her third at bat. She does have a hit in this game and was also grounded out to the pitcher. And she also has scored one of the runs today. She takes that first pitch for a ball, and it'll be 1-0. Here's the windup, the pitch. That's struck foul. The count will run even to 1-1. Coach Odmanson issuing some instructions for Fisher, and she will step back into the box. Lovelace likewise getting signs from her dugout. Here's the pitch. Once again struck foul, and now it'll go 1-2. Striegel out at second. She's a bit of a speedster. She has 10 stolen bases on the season. Here's the pitch, and it is struck into left field. That's going to be caught. So the Racers do add a run to the fourth inning. And we will go to the fifth. OVC Softball on ESPN.
Prince.
As we take a look at some of our attendees who are sitting out in the outfield, we now go to the top half of inning number 5 here in Murray between the Tigers and the Racers. Taylor Mikowski back out for her 5th inning of work. And she will be pitching against Marissa Marashot. She will take that that ball. That will be a ball. Correction, that'll actually be Kennedy McCurry, the first baseman, who will lead off this inning for the Tigers. Marshot will be on deck. McCurry sends that one to left field, and that will fall just foul. Jock and Gilmore were pursuing, but neither were able to catch that ball, so they'll do it all over again at 1-1. McCurry at bat, followed by Marshot, and then back to the top of the order with Baker. In the meantime, defensively, Taylor Jackson remains at catcher, although she was batted for by Allie Kennedy last half inning. Jackson will return to conclude that, to round out that battery with Mikowski. That's a swing and a miss. A big hack and miss. And that will send the count to 1-2. McCurry with her second at-bat of the game. She flew out to right field in her first time up. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. And that will be the first out of the inning. And now they'll bring up Marissa Marshot. Marshot has one of the hits for the Tigers today. She was able to get a hit in the second inning. That was her first time at bat. Here's the first pitch. And it looks like that got her right on the leg, and she will take a free base. Mikowski lost track of that, and looks like it caught her somewhere down on the shins as we look at replay on ESPN+. Yep, looks like it caught her right on the shins, and so that will send her to first, and that will bring us back to the top of the order with Anya Baker. Baker's first pitch that she sees, she takes a swing and a miss, and it'll be 0-1. Baker has struck out and flew out to the shortstop in today's game. She looks at that ball, looks at that for a ball, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. She checks her swing. Looks like to be well outside. However, umpires will consult with each other. Its first base umpire says no, she did not swing, so that will be a ball, and it'll go to 2-1. Coach Browning at third base. Head coach for the Tigers giving her instructions to the runner. And that will be a ball, and the count will go to 3-1. Marshot ready to run if a ball goes in play. Here's the 3-1. That's a swing and a foul tip back towards the screen, and the count will run full 3-2. Mikowski checks the signs. She's ready to deliver. Here's the 3-2. That is popped back foul, so the count will remain at full. Now we'll do it all over again. Once again, here's the full count, 3-2. Another foul tip back towards the screen, and it'll stay at 3-2. Here's the pitch. And once again, that's hit foul, and that will get well out of the park. Annalie Corsi, the second baseman, waits on deck. She's looking to see if she has maybe 2 runners on base to work with. Here's the 3-2. And once again, that's fouled back. Baker's really fighting in this at bat. She is not giving any quarters. Umpire will get a couple more balls from the dugout. Some fresh balls. And we will once again see if we can have a conclusion to this at bat. Neither lady is giving any ground to the other. Mikowski is going right at her, and Baker is not letting her have anything, but that one gets away from Mikowski, and that'll be ball 4. So now we have 2 runners on with 1 out, and it looks like we might have a change of some sort. Make sure to quickly confer. This might be the end of Mikowski's outing. Walking towards the dugout just to see if that might be the case. And it looks like it will be the case. We will have a new pitcher coming on for the Racers. We will introduce who that new pitcher is after this. We'll take a quick step away. We'll be right back. OVC Softball on ESPN.
Be part of something legendary. Legends Bank. Member FDIC.
Your top salesman is working from.
We welcome you back to this game, and our new pitcher today for the Racers will be Jenna Weber. We will get her situated in just a moment. Her first pitch is a ball. Weber is a sophomore from Oswego, Illinois, out of Oswego High School. She currently stands with a 3-1 record with a .345 earned run average in OVC play. She misses that one as well. And now the count will go to 2-0. Here's the pitch. That's bunted by Corsi. However, that will go foul, so the count will now go to 2-1. Corsi is 1 for 2 in today's game. This is her 3rd appearance. And she's the first person to face Weber today. That ball goes high, and then we'll go to 3-1. Weber coming in with 24.1 innings pitched, has allowed 36 hits, allowed 17 runs, 12 of them earned, and has struck out 7. Here's the pitch. She gets that one in there, and now the count will run full to 3-2. Wonder if we might see a similar battle between Mikowski and Baker like the previous at bat. We will not. It'll be grounded to the second baseman, Carroll, who is able to get the out. That'll be the second out inning. All other runners advance to second and third. Ball was put into a position where Carroll wasn't able to get the play anywhere else but first. So she'll trade an out for both runners advancing. First pitch to Bree Vire is fouled off, and it'll be 0-1. She herself is 1 for 2 in today's game. Here's the 0-1. That one's high, and that'll go to the count to 1-1. Weber getting the signs. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's a swing and a miss, and that'll be strike 2. Weber's got Vire right where she wants her at a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Runners both in scoring position. Tigers would like to cash in and try to tie the game. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled, tipped off. And the count will stay at 1-2. In the meantime, the Racers want to make sure to get it out of this inning with as little damage as possible. And they will count on Weber to do that. Here's the windup, the pitch. Hey, struck her out swinging, and the inning is over. Weber is able to clean up the business and send us to the bottom half of inning number 5. We will be right back. OVC Softball on ESPN+. We go to the bottom half of inning number 5 for the Racers. Raven Lovelace goes out for her 5th inning of work for the Tigers, and Sierra Gilmore will lead off the inning for the Racers, followed by Carol and Jones. Racers currently have a 3-1 lead. Here's the first pitch of the inning, and Gilmore will see a strike, and that will be 0-1. Gilmore's perfect so far this inning with 2 for 2. And she has one of the 3 RBIs for this game. She's able to see that second pitch for a ball, and it's now at 1-1. Here's the next pitch. And she will see that outside, and it'll be 2-1. Make sure I get my stats correct. She is 1 for 2 with 1 RBI. That hit courtesy of a double, which happened in the 3rd inning. She sends that one into the field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Sierra Gilmore on base for the 3rd time today. That's her 2nd hit. A beautiful stroke as we see here on ESPN+. Beautiful swing, nice little pop-up, and right in the outfield. And she's now on board with Lindsay Carroll now at bat. Carroll herself, she's perfect for the evening. She's 2 for 2. She also has an RBI. She sends that to the second baseman. Here's one. Can they get the double play? No. So Gilmore, the lead runner, out at second. Carroll is able to reach first. And now Lexi Jones will come up to bat. Carroll put it right to the second baseman, who was able to get it to the shortstop. Point no. However, the return play to first was not in time, as Carroll was able to beat out the throw. And now here is Lexi Jones. She sends that to the third baseman, who slaps it down, and she's able to throw it all the way over. And just like that, Lindsey Jones is out, while Carroll advances to second, and there's 2 gone. Looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter real quick, as it's going to be number 30, Jordan Childress. Childress, the senior out of Peachtree City, Georgia, and Stars Mills High School.
Number 30, Jordan Childress.
She is the the one I mentioned earlier about being the unofficial cheerleader of the squad. She's always one of the most vocal that you will listen to whenever you're out at race or field. Definitely a high motor individual, and probably one of those players you love to have in the locker room, as I no doubt think that Coach Robinson is delighted to have her. She takes that first pitch high, and that'll be ball one. Joe just stands in. Here's the 1. The 1-0, excuse me. That goes to the third baseman, and that'll be thrown out, and that'll be the third out of the inning. So one runner's left on, but no damage done. 5 complete. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN+. Savannah Wallace will lead off the top half of inning number 6 for the Tigers as Jenna Weber goes out for her next inning of work, and she will throw it right in there for the first pitch of the inning. And we are set. We are already off and running, 0-1. Wallace is 0 for 2 in today's game. In her third at bat, she sends that one foul into her own dugout, and it'll be 0-2. Wallace, the left fielder in today's game. And she's in a hole here. Weber getting the signs for the pitch, and it is a strike 3 swinging, and Weber gets the first out of the inning via a swinging strikeout. Label that as a regular K. Let's look at that pitch on ESPN Plus, and she's able to blow it right by Wallace for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Peyton Foytno. Foytno herself 0 for 2 on the day. She tips this first pitch foul, and it'll be 0-1. They were getting the signs from her dugout, what pitch she might throw. And here it is, that pitch. Another swing and a miss, and that'll be strike 2. So, Foytno in a bit of a hole here at 0-2. She'll try to protect the plate to make sure that she doesn't get out. Here's the pitch. And she does just that as she tips that foul, and it will stay at 0-2. Take a look at a couple of good boys out there, and good girls, if that's what they're working with. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3 call, and Weber has got another strikeout. 2 strikeouts to start this inning. An absolute excellent pitch to get that swinging K. Here's the first pitch, and that's a swing and a miss on Ivory Jones, the designated player. Jones' afternoon is 1 for 2. She has drove in the lone run for the Tigers, courtesy of a solo shot to left field. Here's the pitch from Weber. That is fouled off. Looked like it might have gone into the field play, but it then bounced into foul territory, so that will be 0-2. As we look at the center fielder, Jensen Striegel, she's having to cover her face with the sun shining. Here's that another foul, and it'll stay at 0-2. The sun is just beginning to dip on its way down to sunset as it's 4:35 local time. So glare is going to be a bit of an issue going forward for all players in the field and certainly in the outfield. Here's the 0-2. That ball's tipped, and Lexi Jones lays out to get the final out of the inning. Excellent play from Lexi Jones, and that'll end the side. To the bottom of the sixth we go, excuse me. This is OVC Softball on ESPN.
Now and always, we are all together. We are all the Ohio Valley Conference.
We will go to the bottom of the sixth here, and Taylor Jackson will go back up to bat, the catcher. She is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in her lone appearance. She did not bat the previous go-around as Allie Kennedy actually went up to bat for her. However, Jackson's coming back, and this will be her second at-bat. And she sends that to the field. Is that going to fall? Yes, it will. And right off the bat, Taylor Jackson on with a base hit. Good piece of hitting to start off the bottom half of inning number 6 for the Racers. You take a look at that hit here. Makes nice contact and is able to put it right in front of the right fielder. And that'll bring up Chloe Jock is 0 for 2 in this game. Looking to see if she can get on. She tries to bunt her way on. However, that will be tipped foul, and the count will go to 0-1. Raven Lovelace, the starter for the Racers, for the Tigers, out for her 6th inning of work. She's allowed 7 hits and 3 runs, 2 of which have been earned. Jock once again tries to bunt her way on, and that'll be tipped off for 0-2. It looks like she's trying to sacrifice herself to get Taylor Kennedy into scoring position. Best case scenario is that she's able to do that, and she's able to get on as well for the Racers. However, the Tigers defense in the infield has brought in very, very close to avoid that happening. Next pitch is a ball, and it'll be 1-2. That ball is up high, and that'll go to 2-2 now. Both Baker at third and McCurry at first are playing the corners very, very short in case Jock will try to bunt her way on. Can't really do that right now, being a second strike. She's able to take that one now, and then it's 3-2. So Jock has been able to work her way back after being down 0-2 to start off the at-bat, is able to work her way to a 3-2 count. Here's the pitch. She's able to slap that, but it goes right to the shortstop, Foytno, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Peyton Foytno was right there to make an excellent play on that slap ball. As we look at the replay, it went right to her, and she had to just dive to her left-hand side, but made an excellent play on it. And now it'll be Logan Broadmeyer who will be up to bat. Broadmeyer having an excellent outing as she's 1 for 2, and with the triple in that bottom half of inning number 4, she came around to score in that game, go-around. One of her 2 runs that she scored today, the first coming in the bottom half of inning number 1 after she got on through a hit by pitch. She takes that one for a ball, and it'll be 1-0. And correction, that'll be the second ball on Broadmeyer, so it'll be 2-0. In the meantime, we'll have a mound meeting as Coach Browning comes out to discuss things with her pitcher Lovelace. Just a quick reminder that after the conclusion of this game, we will be taking a break for about a half hour or so, and then the second game of game number 2, will follow up. Game was originally scheduled to be starting approximately at 5 o'clock. However, that will likely be pushed back to beyond that. So be sure to join us back here on ESPN Plus for that game. In the meantime, we'll look at the upcoming series presented by Graduate Hotels. For the Racers, they will next play against Middle Tennessee. That'll be coming up on March 30th. And then they will also have a doubleheader in OVC play against Jacksonville State. As for the Tigers, they will have a doubleheader against Alabama A&M, and then will resume OVC play against Morehead State in a well-contested OVC conference play. That is a ball on Broadmeyer as we return to action, and it will be a hitter's count of 3-0. Would not be shocked if Broadmeyer has the green light on this, but she doesn't, and she will take the first strike of the at-bat, and it'll be 3-1. Wouldn't have been shocked if Broadmeyer had the green light on that. Broadmeyer, arguably the best hitter on the team. Let's see what she does here. She sends that one into play, and that's going to be stopped by the second baseman. She cannot make the play at second as Jackson's able to get in there, and she is safe. And that will be a hit as Broadmeyer is able to send it out and Jackson was able to slide in there just enough to make it runners on second and first with one out. As we looks like we're going to have another pinch hitter real quick.
And a pitching change.
And there's potential that we might also get a pitching change as well. We will see as Tyler Shimwell will be the pinch hitter. She'll be pinch hitting in the spot of Striegel. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change. So in the meantime, we'll take a step away real quick, and we'll introduce you to who that new pitcher is after this. You're watching OVC Softball.
Mouth.com today to learn more.
We're back here at Murray in the bottom of the sixth as our new pitcher is Francis King, who delivers the first pitch to Shimwell, and that's in there for a strike. And the count will go to 0-1. King is a freshman out of Mechanicsburg, Ohio, and Mechanicsburg High School. She enters this game with a 3.5 earned run average as that ball is sent foul, and the count will run to 0-2. She has appeared in 6 games, starting with a 1-1 record in 12 overall innings pitched with 17 strikeouts and 4 walks issued on 7 hits with 6 of which earned. That next pitch is outside, and that will go to 1-2. In the meantime, our pinch hitter is Tyler Shimwell, number 1 out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky, and Christian County High School. And she takes strike 3, and that will be the second out of the inning. So King coming in right in there and is able to get a strikeout in the first batter she faces. And now it'll go to Lily Fisher, who steps in for her 4th at-bat of the game. She is 1 for 3 with a run scored. She looks at that ball outside and high, and it'll be 1-0. Racers looking to get some insurance for the game as they currently hold a 3-1 lead as that ball is sent foul and out of play, and it'll go to 1-1. King looks in there, and here's the pitch, and that's going to go high, and that'll now go to 2-1. Lily Fisher trying to add some of that insurance as Racers currently hold a 3-1 lead, hoping to make it more than that. as they come up as they approach the bottom of the 7th, or excuse me, the top of the 7th. That's a foul tip, and that'll be 2-2. Imagine that Weber will come out to finish off the game. Mikowski is in line for the win for the Racers, while Lovelace is in line for the loss. Here's the pitch. Fisher sends this into the field. Right fielder will call it off, and that will retire the side. So no runs for the inning for the Racers. We go to the top of the 7th. You're watching OVC Softball on ESPN+. We go to the top of the 7th as Jenna Weber will look to close out the game as she faces Mothershed, McCurry, and Marashot for the Tigers as they hope to at least extend the game. Although Shemwell went to bat for Striegel, Striegel will remain in center field.
Number 17, Kaylee Mothershed.
As Kaylee Mothershed steps up to the plate to get us going in the top half of inning number 7. And here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss on a big hack from Mothershed. Sun continues to set, and glare will definitely be another factor for the fielders, especially on the left-hand side of the field. Mothershed tips this foul, and the count will go to 0-2. Weber gets the signs. Here's the windup and the pitch. That ball is sent to the shortstop. Here's Gilmore fielding it, and she'll throw it over, and that's the first out of the inning.
Now batting number 44, Kennedy McCurry.
That'll bring up the first baseman, Kennedy McCurry, who is 0 for 2 in today's game. She has a strikeout. Here's the first pitch from Weber. That's a swing and a miss. Strike one. Here's the pitch. Another strike there for Weber as she gets McCurry to chase. And the count will go to 0-2. Weber's got her right where she wants her. Here's the windup, the pitch. Fouled off. Count will remain at 0-2. And they'll do it all over again. Here is the pitch. And once again, that's fouled off. This time McCurry fouls it off her foot. She needs to take a moment to walk it off. Doesn't seem to be in too much discomfort, however. And she'll be able to go back into the box and will once again be facing 0-2. Her teammates trying to encourage her on. And she has a good eye on that one, and she runs the count 0-1 as, 1-2, as Weber loses track of that one, and that goes high. And she'll try again. Here's the pitch. Hey, struck her out swinging. That's the second out of the inning. Weber was able to get that right by McCurry. She just powers that right by, and McCurry wasn't able to get any contact. And so Tigers now down to their last out, and they will call upon Marissa Marishot. She's 1 for 1 in today's game. She has a base hit and was hit by a pitch in her last plate appearance. She takes that first pitch for a strike. Here's the pitch. She holds up, and that was a wise decision, and as that's a ball, and it goes 1-1. Tigers down to their last out, trying to extend this game in any way they can. And Marishot is currently the best chance they have right now. She sends that one foul, and that'll go 1-2. It'll go to the top of the order if she's able to keep this game alive, as Anya Baker, waits on deck. Meanwhile, Jenna Weber is trying to put this game away. Let's see if she can do it here. Yes, she does. Strike 3 call, and that will do it for game 1 of our doubleheader. Unofficially for the game, for the losing Tigers, they got 1 run on 4 hits, 1 error, and 5 left on base. For the victorious Racers, they get 3 runs on 8 hits, 0 errors, and 9 left on base. Taylor Mikowski, your winner, while Rachel Lovelace takes the loss. We will take a step away for just a few minutes. Join us in roughly a half hour as first pitch for Game 2 will start at approximately half hour or so. In the meantime, this is Scott Kopez saying we hope to see you back for the second game, and we hope to see you back right here on ESPN+. Just a reminder that all games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and are archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.